YouTube's biggest stars. By way of Cleveland, Ohio, here is Jake.
From Jake Paul, and that is what you call a turning point, folks. Okay, a minute and a half left here in round 5, and Jake's looking for the finish. He's finished. He's hurt. On the run. Jake Paul pulling it on here.
From Ohio. Hey, New York, shut the fuck up, New York. Hey, boo yourselves. Boo yourselves, New York. Hey, New York, New York, New York, you're just like Mike Tyson. You were good 20 years ago. Fuck you, New York. Fuck you.
Mike Tyson and Jake Paul had a heated face-off in New York, where tensions escalated into a physical confrontation during their November 15th fight promotion. The encounter set the stage for what promises to be an intense showdown between the boxing legend and the YouTuber. Meanwhile, Jake Paul expresses his frustration with the lack of recognition he receives, stating that no matter what he does, people will always find a way to discredit him.
Champion. He was a guy who showed you respect, but I don't think people really understand what it took to knock him out. What does fighting Mike Tyson and winning do for you at this stage?
They'll never give me credit. That's the way it is. That's the way it is. If I was walking on water, they would say it's because I couldn't swim. And this is to make history. You know, people think I'm going to get knocked out by this strong, powerful guy.
Jake Paul's energy during the press conference is unmistakable. He's not just there to hype the fight, he's there to make a statement. Paul doesn't mince words. He's determined to knock out Mike Tyson, one of the most feared fighters in boxing history. The way he talks about it, you can tell this fight isn't just another match for him. It's personal. He respects Tyson, but he's clear about one thing. Until this fight is over, they're not friends. There's a line drawn in the sand. Paul's focus is laser sharp, and he's done with people doubting him. He's been hearing the critics for too long, and now he's ready to shut them up for good. Paul's confidence is almost intense as he repeats, "I'm knocking this out and we're going to see who's dead. We will see who's dead. We will see who's dead." Jack is trying to change the narrative about who he is as a boxer. He's out to prove that he's not just some YouTuber who got lucky, but a real contender who can take on the best and come out on top. When asked if the fight with Jake Paul is really happening, Tyson confidently affirms, "It's happening. We're all here," confirming the fight is on.
Iron Mike, it's an honor to be on the stage with you. You're a legend, but let's get right to the chase. Is this fight happening or not?
It's happening, we're all here.
Jake Paul mocks Mike Tyson for postponing the fight, sarcastically calling it a menopause break, and questioning whether Tyson was truly sick or just nervous.
You had to go on your little menopause break and postpone the fight, so yeah. What about that, dog? I was ready before. You needed a little break. Your tummy hurt? Your tummy hurt still?
I feel a lot better now.
Mike Tyson responds to Jake Paul's taunts with a mix of humor and calm confidence. Instead of getting riled up, Tyson casually admits that he was terrified, but the way he says it makes it clear he's not actually intimidated. It's like Tyson is playing along, letting Paul have his moment without really giving him the reaction he might be looking for. Tyson's calm and almost playful response shows that he's not easily shaken, even when Paul tries to get under his skin. It's a subtle reminder of Tyson's experience and the fact that he's been in the spotlight long enough to handle this kind of banter without losing his cool. Furthermore, Jake Paul's journey in the boxing world is brought into focus. He's transitioned from fighting influencers to taking on experienced professionals in both boxing and MMA, achieving knockouts that have grabbed attention. However, the challenge of facing Mike Tyson represents a significant leap. Jake Paul bluntly states he's here to make $40 million and knock out a legend. Nothing else matters.
To do shit. I'm here to make $40 million and knock out a legend. I don't give a fuck about anything else, and he's the one that wanted it to be a pro fight, so.
Similarly, Jake Paul is laser-focused and not pulling any punches about his intentions. He added, "I don't give a shit about anything else, and he's the one that wanted to be a pro fight, so he's going to get his ass knocked out real for real on a real record you're going to see on Box Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Jake Paul coes Mike Tyson, I'm not here to do shit besides make a bag." Paul's attitude is all about business. He's not interested in the spectacle or the drama that often surrounds these big events. For him, it's straightforward. He's there to fight, win, win, and make his mark. He bluntly states he is not here to do anything else, which shows just how focused he is. He's not letting anything distract him from what he needs to accomplish. It's clear that Paul is stepping into the ring with a mindset that's all about proving himself and achieving his goals. There's no hesitation in his voice, no second guessing. He's ready to face Tyson, not just for the payday, but to solidify his place in the boxing world. This is a moment he's been preparing for, and he's making sure everyone knows he's taking it seriously. Paul's focus is intense, and his message is clear. He's here to win, and nothing else matters. Tyson emphasizes the uniqueness and magnitude of the fight, recognizing it as a rare moment where a boxing legend faces off against a social media star.
Yes, let's look at it. Who else is he gonna fight to make this happen?
Jake,
Listen, you just have to listen to the fact. We got a YouTuber fighting the greatest fighter that ever lived.
Jake Paul zeroes in on what this fight really means to him. He's well aware of the narrative that's followed him since he stepped into the boxing world. People still see him as a YouTuber who's trying to play boxer. But Paul isn't just focused on winning this fight, he's focused on changing that narrative completely. Paul's mindset is clear. This fight with Mike Tyson is his chance to prove something bigger. Paul might as well have said it himself. This is all about changing perceptions. He's determined to show that he's more than just a social media personality dabbling in the sport. He's here to prove that he's a legitimate contender, someone who can stand toe-to-toe with one of the greatest boxers of all time. Jake Paul boldly asserts his confidence, emphasizing that he is the one who brought the Netflix deal on the doorsteps of Mike Tyson.
I brought this deal to this old-ass motherfucker. We signed the contract with Netflix, and I brought him the deal. So, you're welcome, my son. I'm gonna discipline you like a son. So shut the fuck up with all that need this, need that. We brought you the deal, and remember that too.
Mike Tyson responds to Jake Paul's bold claims with a quiet, almost intimidating confidence. Tyson doesn't need to say much because his presence alone commands attention. When he does speak, it's clear that he's not rattled by Paul's bravado. Tyson has been here before, facing down challengers who are eager to prove themselves against him. The way he talks, you can sense the experience behind his words. He's not out to prove anything to anyone. He's done that throughout his career. The crowd can feel the tension between the two fighters. There's an electric energy in the room as they watch the interaction unfold. Tyson's calm response only heightens the anticipation. He's the kind of guy who doesn't need to raise his voice to make a point. His reputation speaks for itself. The crowd's reaction is a mix of respect and excitement, knowing they're witnessing a clash between two very different fighters, each with something to prove. Tyson reflects on Jake Paul's behavior, expressing that it genuinely amazes him.
At Fanatics Fest in Hudson Yard in New York. So the disrespect coming from this dude, how does that make you feel? Like, when does this turn into you to stop liking Jake Paul and just want to knock Jake Paul the fuck out?
I don't know. He amazes me.
Fuck Jake Paul.
Mike Tyson takes a moment to acknowledge the significance of the upcoming fight. He's not just looking at this as another bout. He knows it's a unique event where a boxing legend meets a new generation of fighters. Tyson's been around long enough to understand that this fight represents more than just a clash of fists, it's a meeting of different eras in the sport. Tyson is reflective, almost as if he's taking stock of how far he's come and what this fight means in the grand scheme of his career. There's a sense that Tyson sees the bigger picture. He's aware that this isn't just another challenge, it's a moment that will be remembered, not just for who wins or loses, but for what it symbolizes in the world of boxing. Tyson's calm, confident performance is on full display. He's not trying to out-talk Jake Paul or engage in the usual pre-fight antics. Instead, he's quietly confident, relying on his years of experience and the legacy he's already built. Tyson knows what this fight means, and he's ready to step into the ring with that full understanding. Furthermore, Jake Paul leans into his underdog status, ready to shake up the boxing world.
People are always gonna have something to say. It's because of who I am. It's because I proved everyone wrong. Reminder, the most hated and most criticized boxer in the sport of boxing before they loved him was Muhammad Ali. So I'm the anti-hero, and people will love me soon enough once they realize what I've done for this sport and who I truly am. But it doesn't bother me at the end of the day, because when you're at the top, people are clawing to rip you down, and that's just the way the game goes.
Jake Paul talks about how he's always had to battle against the odds and how people have constantly doubted him. This isn't new to him. It's been the story of his journey from the start. Instead of letting that doubt get to him, Paul uses it as fuel. It's what pushes him to go harder, to train longer, and to prove everyone wrong. Paul isn't fazed by the skepticism. If anything, it motivates him even more. He's determined to show that he's not just some internet personality trying his hand at boxing. He's serious about this. Every time someone underestimates underestimates him, it just adds to his drive. He's ready to step into the ring with Tyson, not just to win, but to make a statement. Paul's mindset is clear. His fight is another chance to defy expectations and show the world that he's here to stay. Jake Paul expresses his ambition to use the fight with Tyson as a stepping stone toward a world championship.
Gotta risk it for the biscuit. That's the name of the game. I'm here to make history. I'm here for a challenge. I'm here to fight one of the most dangerous men in all of boxing. No one that ever did anything great got there with ease or by a easy, non-bumpy road. I'm here to challenge myself. He's vicious. He's a killer. I know all of these things. He has one punch knockout power. He's the greatest heavyweight of all time. But I will prove on November 15th all the haters wrong, all of these YouTuber fucking hillbillies wrong. And that's what I've always done.
Moreover, Mike Tyson takes a moment to reflect on his legacy. He's been through it all. Some of the biggest and most iconic fights in boxing history have his name attached to them. Tyson listens as Jake Paul talks about his future ambitions, and you can almost sense Tyson considering the weight of his own career in comparison. Tyson knows this fight is different, but that doesn't make it any less important. He's aware that even though he's older now, his reputation as one of the greatest boxers ever is on the line. Tyson isn't here to just relive past glories, he's here to add another chapter to his story. There's a quiet confidence in the way he speaks, a reminder that while Paul might be hungry to prove himself, Tyson has already proven everything there is to prove. Yet he's still ready to step into the ring and show that he's still got what it takes. Tyson's words carry the weight of a man who knows the magnitude of every fight he enters, especially one as unique as this. In addition, Mike Tyson emphasizes on the health of Jake Paul and the significance of the fight. He added, "Be in shape, be in good shape, because your health depends on it." It's another chance for him to showcase what he's built his entire career on being a formidable force in the ring. Tyson's words carry a weight of experience. He's been in countless fights, faced off against some of the best in the world, and he's done it all with a level of intensity that few can match. Now, even as he steps into the ring later in life, that intensity hasn't faded. Tyson doesn't need to prove anything to anyone, yet he's still ready to show that he's got what it takes. There's a quiet confidence in the way he talks about the fight, a sense that, for Tyson, this is about more than just the immediate outcome. It's about reaffirming who he is as a fighter, no matter the circumstance. Jake Paul emphasizes it was his destiny to fight Mike Tyson.
No, I was born for this. I was born for this moment. The universe told me this was gonna happen. You can ask Mike. I did ayahuasca, called him up and said, we're gonna fight on the biggest stage possible. It's destiny. And now here we are years later actually making it happen. I was made for this moment, born to do this, and I'm gonna put on the performance of a lifetime on November 15th, and the universe will align for all of its glory and good for God.
Be in shape, be in good shape, because your health depends on it.
Jake Paul zeroes in on what this fight really means for him. He's not just looking at it as another match. This is his shot to prove that he's more than just a social media star who stepped into the ring. Paul knows that a lot of people still doubt him, thinking he's only in it for the publicity, but he's determined to change that perception. Paul talks about how this fight is his chance to show everyone that he's serious about boxing. He's been putting in the work, and he's ready to step up and face one of the greatest fighters of all time. There's a clear sense of purpose in the way he speaks. He's here to prove he belongs in the ring with someone like Tyson. Paul isn't just focused on surviving the fight, he's aiming to make a statement that will solidify his place in the sport. His confidence and determination are evident, and you can tell he's ready to give it everything he's got.